Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the High Grade Podcast. It's your girl Chanel.
And also your girl Shinnel.
And we're here today to discuss, should we live life or plan life? Now, this episode is quite juicy. It'll be really interesting because I think one way and do another way.
Okay.
So it's going to be quite interesting to delve into the topic.
Yep.
But Shin, off the cuff, do you think you should plan life or live life?
I feel like I need to put a disclaimer here because I've been in both camps.
Yeah.
So I've experienced planning life,
Yeah.
which is kind of what I'm doing now. And then I've experienced also not planning life and just kind of being very spontaneous and doing things as and when they come. And I think that there's obviously benefits and drawbacks to both. But I'd say right now, at the point that I am in my life, I have to plan my life. So I'm very much so a planner. And all my friends will know I like organisation, I like structure, I like knowing where I'm going to be at 5 o'clock. And if we're planning to be somewhere at 5 o'clock, you bitches don't be late because I'll be fuming. Like that's just how I am. And I think it totally depends really where you are in your life and how much stuff you have going on. I guess if you just have like a job and like you're kind of just living day to day, again, there's nothing wrong with that. The need to plan might not be present, but then obviously if you are spending so much time working, actually on the other hand, the need to plan might need to be there because you might have so much stuff going on that if you're spending most of your day at work, you need to plan how you're gonna, I guess, divide all of the other things that you've got going on across all of your free time. What about you? And don't lie, because I know what you are.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm one way. I do plan, so I'm like a bit of a plan control freak. Like,
I think there's another word for you.
what was that?
I don't know, but a control freak, I feel like is an understatement.
Like
it's
OCD,
an understatement.
Or is that still an understatement? I'm OCD about planning like my day.
Okay.
I think. So I am like on the extreme of planning every minute of my day, and it gives me real anxiety. Like, you can ask my partner, like, I'll fully like get that ump if someone brings me out of my day. Like, it actually gives me real anxiety.
I feel like you should give like the listeners an idea of like how you plan your day. So let's say maybe not tomorrow because obviously you're here with me, but let's say on Tuesday, how would you plan your day on Tuesday?
Okay, so what I do is that on Sunday I have like I'm here, so I might not do it, but I have like an hour and a half where I sit down and plan everything I have to do in the week. Like
morning or afternoon or evening on Sunday?
So Sunday morning, early afternoon, I'll plan everything I have to do in the week, and then on that Sunday afternoon I will plan my whole week. So every hour is accounted for like in my day. So it might be 5:30 wake up, 5:45 go downstairs, make a coffee. At 6 o'clock coffee needs to be finished. 6 to 6:15 is like journal time. 6:15 to 8:15 is exercise, whether that be going for a walk because the gym's not open, or when gyms are open it's kind of going to the gym. 8:15 to 9 is getting home, settling down.
Can you like share like a picture of like your day?
Yeah, so my phone is being used to record, but I'll screenshot so you know I'm not joking. I'll screenshot a couple of days of my week so you can see what it's like. So yeah, like it's quite regimented. From the minute I get up, from the minute I go to bed is like counted for. Like I have a set lunch time, I have a set time I go wash my face and brush my teeth, a set time that I go to bed. So my days are very, very planned. And then so is like my life, if that makes sense. So like I have a plan of when I want to have a ring on the finger, when I want to have children, when I want to make X amount of money like a month, when I want to have the like my house and things like that. So but on the other hand, even though I'm like that, I would wish to be the other way because life is really short.
Yeah.
And like, God forbid, touch wood, Shin.
Sorry.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be morbid, but we don't, like, our days are counted. We don't know when our time is going to be up. So God forbid if I kind of passed away next week, I would regret not living life a bit more and not enjoying life and all the things there is to see and all the things there is to do. But it's like that part of my brain is not strong enough to stop the other part, just thinking like, okay, if I don't plan my day will be very ad hoc, I'll get distracted and I'm not going to achieve that 1 year goal and 2 year goal and 3 year goal.
Do you feel like when you plan your day, you feel a little bit more, I guess, prepared to attack the day.
Yeah, I know that's why I do it on a Sunday, because I know if I wake up and I have a day planned, I kind of, I'm ready to start the day. I know exactly what I have to do, what needs to be done, what needs to be completed. Whereas when I don't plan my day, it gives me real anxiety. Like I can't describe it. It just makes me feel.
What happens then on Sunday if you've planned your whole week from Monday to, I guess, Saturday, because Sunday's your day off, I presume. What happens if on Thursday something comes up that doesn't fit in your plan?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it doesn't fit into the plan, but it's like I have to do it, like I'll generally have real anxiety because I know.
So would you do it then?
It depends. Like if it's a case of, normally if it's like meeting friends and things like that, I don't really have people that just text me and like, do you want to go out like right now? Not really. Like a lot of the people, like my friends, know that I'm busy, so they'll kind of text me like the week before, oh, do you want to do something like on Wednesday, or do you want to do something on Thursday, so I can plan that into the week. But if it's like a ad hoc thing, like I have to be at one of the houses or someone's asked me to do this, like I'll probably do it, because if it's at one of the houses I have to, or if someone's asked me to do it, I'm a bit of a people pleaser, so I'll kind of just say yes. But then like my heart will be like going like this, because I'll be having anxiety knowing I'll look at my calendar and my calendar will tell me I'm supposed to be doing this and I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So it's bad, but it'll just give me like real anxiety.
So I guess my question is, with you being that way, give me, I guess, your top 2 benefits of why it works for you and why you continue to do it. And then probably your top 2 drawbacks as to maybe why it's not so beneficial for you being this way.
So the benefits would be, obviously I get shit done, I get a lot done. And because I'm planning, I'm not wasting time. Like I don't really like wasting time thinking, what should I be doing? Like it's already there, planned, and I know by the end of the week I would have achieved what I had to achieve. Like it's good feeling. But I think the drawbacks are obviously having anxiety because you're not following a plan on Google Calendar is not healthy. And I'm just not living life. Like I don't live spontaneously. I don't kind of, some people kind of are like, you only live once, like YOLO, like I'm gonna do this, and I'm not really like that. But then if my time is cut short, I'd regret it. But obviously I'm just hoping that never happens.
So just to give people maybe an insight into your life a little bit, how many balls are you juggling right now? Because obviously to someone who is maybe just doing a day-to-day, they work and they have the evenings with their family and stuff like that, they might be looking at you thinking this girl is nuts. So
you're probably right.
Yeah, so just give them an idea of, I guess, how many balls you're juggling and what you've got going on.
We've got a property business. We're doing a refurb at the moment for an 8-bedroom house. So that's taken up a huge amount of my time. So yeah, property is one. I've got a startup speaking, coaching, online business that is very much in its infancy. So we're just setting it up. Obviously, we've got the High Grade podcast. We have Elevate, which is a social enterprise company going into schools delivering character development and life skills workshops. And then we have, should we mention?
Should we do?
So basically,
I feel like
no. It's just a secret. We'll keep it a secret. I don't know.
Okay, we have something else going on, but I feel like
it's a secret. I'm not allowed to tell you.
No, I feel like we should, because obviously you guys are dedicated listeners. You're here every week, and so we should give you the insight. But then at the same time, we want to be able to release it at the right time, not too sort of early, where I guess the full value isn't going to be realised.
We're just building something up. It's very much in its infancy. It was an idea. Yeah, again, it was an idea that Shinnel kind of thought of, and it's very much in its infancy, and we're going to launch it in the new year. So we're just slowly building it up. We'll kind of give you some more gems about it as we go, but I think for now let's
keep it a secret
for you guys.
So you've got property, your speaking course, Elevate, Higher Grades, our other thing,
new exciting thing.
What else? You got obviously family.
So well, you say that, but like there's not much time. But so yeah, family and friends, and then obviously like health in terms of like exercising, which I like do take really seriously. So it does take a couple of hours out of my day.
So those are 7 balls right now that you're currently juggling. And in your week then, when you plan, do you feel like you're able to juggle those 7 balls more because you're being, I guess, more intentional with your time? Or do you feel like because when you plan, you actually realize there's not enough hours in the day. Sometimes you have to maybe put the 3 balls above the 7.
No, I think planning my day really helps me fit everything in.
Okay.
Because obviously, even though there are a lot of things to juggle, some days or some weeks, some demand more of your time than others. Like sometimes, like
seasonal, isn't it?
Yeah. So sometimes, like for example, Elevate, we might not have to work as hard one week, but then the next week we have a client and we need to put like
a presentation
and a proposal together. So it's very kind of up and down when things demand your time and when it doesn't. But planning my day is the only reason that I can juggle everything.
Okay.
Because if I was just to wake up and think, okay, like what are the things I have to do, I would just end up forgetting and not getting things done. Whereas planning my day, like at the beginning of the week when my mind's fresh, I know that for each one of these things, this one big task or 2 big tasks needs to be completed. It's planned into my day, so I know at the end of the week. Do you know what I mean?
You're good to go.
It's good. It's sorted, and I can have Sunday to just
chill
and let the mind rest.
And so, do you use, I guess, a more electronic calendar to use your iPhone calendar?
Yeah. So I tried doing it on paper, but I just ended up using my iPhone, like Google Calendar, because obviously it comes up with the notifications.
And that works for you?
Yeah, it works for me. I think I like using paper as well. But I think that's why on a Sunday I'll put it on paper and then just put it into my phone, because obviously when I wake up and I can see like in 30 minutes I need to do this, or lunchtime is in 30 minutes, like I don't tend to use my phone when I'm working.
Yeah.
So it pops up on my laptop as well, because obviously they're connected. So yeah, it does work for me.
And then I guess my last question for you is, you've obviously acknowledged that you kind of want to maybe be a little bit more in touch with just kind of letting things happen organically, maybe just being a little bit more spontaneous. So what could you do, or what action could you do to maybe accommodate that more in your life?
It's really hard because like in the back of my head I'm thinking like that's the thing, there's lots of time later in life to be spontaneous when all the things I'm juggling are successful, they run themselves and the money comes in, and then I've got all of this time because I spent my younger years building it up, and by 30 I'm a millionaire, and do you know what I mean, I've got children and I can just do whatever I want. But that's me relying on time, like borrowed time that I may or may not have, and obviously not to be morbid, but we just don't know. So it's really hard. I don't know, because the thought of it just thinks, oh my god, like anxiety, like do you know what I mean, what if, I don't know, it's hard. I think it's just kind of something that, like, obviously when I'm here, we switch off, we record like the episodes, and then we have fun. So I do have days that are kind of like off days, but I don't think for me that I'll be able to stop planning my day until I feel like things are running themselves and I have the money coming in to justify it.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I got you.
But
very
what about you? Because you're a planner. If we look at your diary, you're very much.
But only recently, I have to be honest. So I think prior to obviously lockdown, I feel like my new year, like my new life started when we went into lockdown, and I feel like it's so ridiculous. But I just feel like I'm a completely new person. Like, I have been stressed, I think is an understatement. I have been overly burdened with things that are happening at school, and obviously my role as head of sixth form, you guys know from previous episodes, like it's just been really, really tough and really, really taxing. And for someone who is an entrepreneur, someone who likes to, you know, take control, working in a school is almost impossible, because you could plan your day to look one way. You walk into the school, your whole day is messed up because of one moving part, basically. And so when I was working, the need to plan wasn't necessarily there, if that makes sense. But since going into lockdown, I say that I feel like it's been a new year, because I've thought of so many things, we've worked on so many things together, and similar to you, I'm now juggling however many balls it is. So it's my new job now at Crystal Palace, and thank God that's part-time, so I'm able to like focus on everything else. So I've got Crystal Palace, I've got Elevate, we've got the high grade, also got our property business, which is going to start, I guess, getting a little bit more busy next month when we take on another property. I've got the secret that we're dealing with,
and you tutor as well, don't you?
Yeah, and I tutor as well. So I tutor like boys at other football clubs, because the money is good, honey. It's so good. But
birthday presents on Shin.
Yeah, but it's just like, again, and obviously it's like being like your personal life and showing that you're in touch with your family and friends. So yeah, for me it probably
and she's
is
not,
7
by the way, for anyone that knows her. No,
yeah, I'm
joking.
probably not, to be honest. But yeah, it's just, again, like I've got 7 balls that I'm juggling as well. So I think how my life has panned out has required me now to be more intentional with how I plan my day. So I guess you kind of inspired me, really, because remember at that time I was like, oh, I'm gonna see what it's like when I plan my day tomorrow. So I remember putting in like 6:30 to 7, wake up, have a coffee. 7:30 to like 8:30, I'll just be in the office reading. So I subscribe to this website called Medium, which is where you can like read articles that people have written, and they're just really interesting. So I spent that an hour just reading that, and then it was like, this time to this time do Elevate, this time to this time do this, and I was more productive, I'm not gonna lie. And I think because of that, I've now, I guess, taken a leaf out of your book and started to become more intentional with my day. But I'm not as, I guess, rigorous or militant as you, because that's just how it works for me. So I bought this diary. I'm very, very pleased with it, actually. So I was going to buy a full focus planner by a guy called Michael Hyatt, and he's based in America, but they were trying to do the most because it was like $40, shipping was $11. I'm not paying nearing £50 for a planner. And I'm very much like, I might start 2 pages in the planner, but then if I find that it doesn't fit my life, I'll throw it in the bin. And so I'm not going to like waste money. So anyway, I found this planner on Amazon. It was $14.99. So I thought, okay, no harm done. It's only £15. And I've found it to be extremely useful. So it kind of looks like this. I know you can't see it, but basically what I've got is just times down the side, things that I'm doing. And yeah, I've just found that it helps, but I kind of use it as like a to-do list and a calendar as well. So yeah, it's really messy as well. And I've realized that actually diaries are not for writing nice.
Yeah,
because I used to rip pages out. If I made a mistake,
the page is coming out. But
if I used to like write something wrong, I would like literally rip out the whole page. And I'm like, this is how much of a freak I am. You know, at the beginning of diaries where you have to write your name. If my name wasn't written symmetrical, I would like have to buy a new diary. So yeah, that's like OCD on another level. But now I've just let go of having to feel like every page has to be perfect, and now I just plan my day. So instead of having, I guess, every element of my day or every minute accounted for planned, I have like my big 3 things that I need to get done. So I guess it's the idea of eating your frog really early. So frogs are like the big tasks that we always put off, but actually they are really important and need to get done. So for example, on a Friday, one of my big frogs will be to edit our podcast and ensure that it's like uploaded to YouTube and all of that sort of stuff. And then I just have the rest of my day planned out, but it might just be like appointments, it might just be meetings that I've got, Zoom calls or whatever, or phone calls that I need to have, rather than planning in, okay, this is when I'm going to have lunch, this is when I'm going to do this, which I guess is bad because I'm planning my day based around meetings that I have, but it's just what works for me. And I feel like I'm probably more on the side of planning, but maybe a little bit more spontaneous as you. Because if I was like to say to my partner, oh, let's go down to London, like I wouldn't be, I guess, as annoyed that I haven't got things done, but I would say to him, I've kind of got like stuff going on, can we go at this time instead, or can we just go on the weekend instead? So I am conscious of all of the things that I've got to do, but I do allow for, I guess, the leniency in my day, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think that you are, I know you said that you lean, but do you think you are spontaneous as you could be? Do you think, obviously, God forbid, touch wood, that obviously if your time was cut short, would you regret not living life? Because I know that you are quite, even not day to day, but like your life plan is quite
rigid as well.
Like, and I think maybe moving on to, so not just day to day, but that life plan, because I know from the conversations you've had, you want this by this date, this by this date.
Yeah.
Instead of just leaving it to
I mean,
timing of.
I think my life, I have in my head, I guess, milestones that I want to achieve by certain dates, but I think my life plan evolves as like I take more things on. So just like as an example, I remember when I used to be like 18, I'd be like, yep, married by 24, kids by 25, and now I'm just like, what the hell was I thinking? So obviously I do have points in my life where I'm just like, hey, time's running out, got to do this, got to do that, but then I'm also, I guess, more accepting of the fact that sometimes things just don't happen the way you want them to, but as long as I think for me, as long as I know that I've done everything on my part to try and realize that life plan, I'm okay with it not happening the way that it might have looked like in my head, if that makes sense. I think it's definitely important to, I guess, have mini milestones that you want to achieve. So maybe, you know, by this date you want to have a house, by this date you might want to realize your business or whatever it is, or by this date you want to achieve this promotion. Because I feel like just living life day to day is not really the way for me, in my opinion, because I just feel like if we're just kind of like riding through a field of flowers and if whatever happens kind of thing, I think it works for some people, but it just wouldn't work for me. I'm not the whatever happens type of person. I think there does have to be an element of planning, otherwise what are we living for? And I guess you could argue we're just living for experiences, which is absolutely fine, but experiences cost money. Experiences require certain things, so before you're able to experience those things, I presume you would need to do some form of planning to get there. And it just doesn't even need to be like day planning. It could just be like, okay, if I want to achieve this qualification in 3 months time, what do I have to do today to ensure that happens in 3 months time? So I definitely feel like we need to plan. Well, I say that, but everyone's not like me, but I definitely feel like for me, planning life works. But then I also allow for an element of spontaneity, because if someone was to message me and be like, oh, can I come up to your house today? I'd probably be like, yeah, cool. So live life, plan life. If someone is a planner and have watched this episode and realized that they need to be slightly less of a planner, what would be your tip?
Maybe put time, if you are like me, who kind of plans hour by hour, day by day, maybe put time in the calendar for just spontaneous things that may come up, maybe a few hours, or if you know that on a weekly basis you kind of end up going out to see your friend, or you just need downtime, maybe putting that into your calendar. Account for it. So somewhere in your calendar, just have 2, 3, 4, whatever works for you, hours of free time that you can kind of do whatever you need to do. Because I don't have it for like free time, but I always have kind of like half an hour in the calendar for any admin or anything that happens in the day. If people call me like work wise and I have to, if I say to them, yeah, I'll do it today, like that's your designated slot. So yeah, you just have but maybe having it for fun time, going out, blah blah blah, maybe having that might help a little bit. And then on the reverse then, what would be your tip, action, word of advice for someone who maybe isn't much of a planner but has maybe watched this and said, okay, let me dabble and try? I think just always try. Like it's not our way is the right way, but I think giving it a shot, because like you said, you didn't really know how good it was until you kind of planned your day. Just try it once and see if it works for you, and if you are more productive planning your day rather than kind of waking up and doing it a bit more ad hoc. So I think give it a shot, try it for one day, and if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, then things work differently for different people, for sure. But yeah, what about you? What advice would you give to people who are kind of free spirits, don't really plan their day, but listen to this and thought, I might give it a shot? I think similar to myself, I would say maybe don't invest money in a diary or a calendar or whatever. I think just use your phone calendar. And I think your phone is something that's always with you. So I would say have a time that you're always going to be up by. So for example, I've put an alarm on for 6:30, 6:45, but then I know I'm not really up till 7. But it's the options in the morning to like kind of get up whenever I kind of want to, if that makes sense. So if we got like an Elevate client, for example, I'll tell you wake me up at 6, so I know that I'm up, coffee, ready to go by 6:30. But I know between 6 and 7, that's like my hour to kind of get up and feel ready to attack the day kind of thing. So have that approach, and just maybe wait until you've got maybe 3 or 4 things to do on your to-do list, and then use that as an opportunity to explore planning your day. So the night before you might say, okay, between 7 and 8 I'm going to get up, have breakfast, 8, 9 go to the post office, 9, 10, or it could be 9 to 11 have a Zoom call, this or whatever your day might look like. And I think it doesn't have to be as rigid as hour by hour. It could just be like the first part of the morning, this is what I'm going to do. And I think we're going to do an episode on this, which is like trying to remain productive, have a good workflow, and not allow yourself to get distracted. So use that, I guess, in conjunction with this, and just really be very purposeful with your time. That's what I would say. So start with maybe like a block in the day
and then see how you get on. If you're more productive, fantastic. If you're not productive, then at least you tried. But I think there definitely needs to be some form of planning.
Yeah. And then what would you give to the advice to the OCD freaks out here that, like me, that just want to plan their whole day, every day?
My advice would just be continue to do what you do, because at the end of the day, you're happy with the way that it's working. And I think if something came up that was spontaneous, if you wanted to go, you would go. Regardless of what's on your calendar, if you wanted to go, you would go. I presume if you had like a full day planned from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m, and I messaged you off the cuff and I said, oh, I'm at Crystal Palace today, come and meet me for a coffee, I'm sure you would forego the last hour in your day to come meet me for a coffee.
Maybe
don't
not
mug
for you,
me.
but
don't mug me.
No, of course I would.
Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like if it works for you, it works for you. You can obviously account for free time, but again, you're planning your free time.
Yeah.
So I don't think that that's genuine. I just feel like you know the type of people you have in your life. You know what type of events would come up. If something comes up that doesn't fit in your calendar, you're the only person who can judge whether you want to go to it or not. If you want to go to it, then fine. Tomorrow's another day. You can rejig your calendar. Just because Shinnel does it on a Sunday doesn't mean that you can't do it every evening. Because I tried to do mine the night before, because I know my day, loads of things can come up. So I won't know on Sunday what I need to do on Thursday.
Yeah.
Per se.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think having an element of planning is important, but know that the way that Shinnel does it or the way that I do it is not the only way. Yeah. Because Shinnel uses her phone, but I also use a conjunction between my Outlook calendar, my Google calendar, and my diary. But it just works for me. Everyone has their own way. Everyone has their own system. And so you're only going to figure out and know what system works for you if you try. And so I think if you're happy with how it works, good for you. If you're not happy with how your life is now, make a change. And that's it.
Perfect. Well, thank you for that. Again, guys, thank you so much for listening to the High Grade podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure you hit subscribe, because a lot of you are watching and not showing us any love. But thank you for the people that are.
For a second, hold on. Because, this is why I'm vexed. Because you lot will subscribe to a Tom, Dick and Harry on YouTube.
That you don't even know.
Chatting rubbish. When we're out here breaking our backs, trying to give you lot good content to make sure that you are reaching for the stars, making sure that you know that there's other people out there who desire success like you, want success like you. So to make us feel worthwhile, like what we're doing is worthwhile, hit the subscribe button, please.
Stop being a hater.
But yeah, follow us on Instagram, Shinnel__. Shinnel__.
And Shinnel B__.
Thank you so much for your time, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.